Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, friends. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News. Of course, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion, more importantly, asking for yours. I think the cat's just snuck in, as she always does. Lots to talk about. Graham Potter confirmed a few things in his pre-match press conference before Chelsea played Dortmund that I want to talk about. Also, yes, it's been going around the news, and I will talk about the news about Victor Osimhen, the striker that's absolutely blasting Napoli to the Serie A title to win the Scudetto. Of course, we were linked with Victor Osimhen a while ago. I think probably before we bought Romelu Lukaku. Lol. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for your interactions, your likes, and your subscriptions to this channel, Football Therapy. Have we hit 170k? I just need to check. Live check. Are we on 170,000 subscribers? No. So close, though. You could be the difference if you subscribe. Right, before I cite an article from 442 talking about the aforementioned striker, Victor Osimhen, yeah, a few interesting things that Graham Potter said in his press conference. Firstly, disappointing is N'Golo Kante will not feature at all in the game against Borussia Dortmund, which is sad news because many of us in our heads built up the idea of him returning and being that different force that sees us over the line and qualifying to the final 8 of the Champions League. But the truth is, for a guy, he hadn't played at all, any football at all. Maybe that was a bit fanciful from us. Perhaps he comes off the bench at Leeds, plays some minutes and looks good and then starts. So that is frustrating. Pulisic, I think, will be in the squad. He might feature. But the thing is, in reality, you've got to be so careful with N'Golo Kante in terms of nursing him back from recurring injury issues. Apparently he's been really mindful of how he does it. He's not taking any drugs, as in probably steroid injections. Sorry, the cat's just jumped up on me. Steroid injections. And so that's good. We want to be careful, especially if we're going to sign him up to a new long-term deal. We've got to be careful with him. So frustrating he won't start tomorrow night. I guess we'll see a pivot of Fernandes and Kovacic again. So another interesting thing that I found interesting that he confirmed, I didn't think he'd confirm this, but in the absence of Jorginho, of course, who was sold to Arsenal, Matt Law of The Telegraph spoke to Graham Potter and said, have you prepared for a potential penalty shootout, which could happen, of course, in the game tomorrow night? To which he responded, yes, we always prepare for these eventualities. But he also asked, now Jorginho's gone, like, who's your next penalty taker? So I thought he would have not said anything here. I thought he would have been like, we'll see. It depends on the day and it might vary. I thought he might keep his cards close to his chest. But he just decided to be like, now the designated penalty taker is Kai Havertz. Which is fair enough. I mean, the cat's out of the bag early. I guess as soon as he takes the first one on the pitch, everyone knows he's the penalty taker. He probably just thought that, just say it. It's not uncommon for... I know he's not a striker, but you give the striker that duty so they build their confidence, get their tally up. Fair enough. I mean, if you said to me, Jan, who would be your penalty taker, I wouldn't think it's a stupid shout, but I might say Reece James. He tends to score everyone in shootouts. I also might... João Felix, he's pretty good, right? But still, I've got nothing against Kai Havertz hitting a penalty. Certainly, I don't have anything against it until I do, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens there. All right, before we talk about Victor Osimhen, on João Felix, he obviously spoke to the media as well. Spoke very well. I like this guy. He's very media trained, but at the same time he's just really positive. He's like, yeah, we're gonna win, we're gonna turn it around, yeah, Kai's gonna score tomorrow. I mean, he's just saying all the positive stuff. It sounds like he's got a good relationship with Kai Havertz. Bloody cat, man. It sounds like he's got a good relationship with him, and he was mindful not to say like, oh yes, because he was like, yeah, Chelsea's really good, I enjoy being here. I think he genuinely does really enjoy being at Chelsea in the fact how he has more license to be creative in how he plays, certainly comparatively to Atletico Madrid, but Chelsea are in a position here where we can get him acclimatised to the Premier League, where he lives in London, the club, and if he does want the move to the Premier League, odds are he's going to want to come to Chelsea. But although he's looked good, he needs to continue looking good and look better for Chelsea to pay serious money for him. And of course, for that to happen, I've lost focus, the ghosts of Yannick past, for that to happen, he's going to need to find safety and security in the team, which of course is something that would benefit everyone. But it did make me feel good, like hearing him speak positively. Of course he gave that generic, we don't know what the future holds answer when posed the question, could you stay at Chelsea permanently? But he seems happy, and that says a lot, because he seems happy in what is a dismal situation. And that's what I probably think, these are like contributing factors, I think, to why the owners are probably not canned Graham Potter yet. I know, yes, he's their man and he's their project guy, but the fact how everyone's like together behind the scenes and working together and wanting to get better together. Many of you, again, rightly or wrongly, you're probably, well within your right to say, that's nice, but the coach is not good enough. Fine. But at least it's not toxic, And if we are to see out the season with the status quo, I don't think he'll get sacked now. We won't get relegated. And, whatever happens with this game, happens with this game. So at least the players are getting to know each other better, and the new players there, they can be more comfortable. So come the next season, Graham Potter or Graham Potterless, these players are comfortable in their new homes, they're comfortable in the team, and they can really crack on, So let's talk about more new transfer news. So, of course, Victor Osimhen, big name, absolute monster goal scorer, Nigerian international playing for Napoli. We had been linked with him before. I'm almost certain I've done a video on Victor Osimhen links to Chelsea like over a year ago. Mia! Chewing on cables. But is this the answer? Let's read an article from 442. Chelsea are looking to gazump Manchester United in an outrageous £115 million deal, which for the third consecutive summer running would break our transfer record. Mia! How do you discipline small cats from not doing things without, I don't want to hurt it. Let's read. Chelsea are set to blow Manchester United out of the water for another transfer worth over £100 million. The pair have rarely dealt with each other in the transfer market. Have we dealt with Napoli? I'm trying to think. We bought Jorginho, of course we did. But have a history of coming to blows when it comes to identifying the same targets. Oh, Chelsea and Man United. I think we're talking about. Chelsea infamously signed the likes of Ian Robin and John Obi Mikel under Manchester United's noses and the noughties, while both were fighting for Frankie de Jong in the summer. Also, people don't really think about this or remember it, but Manchester United wanted Pedro from Barcelona, and we signed Pedro. And, he was a great signing. He won one Premier League with us. Did he win that? One before Kante? Or did we get him? I think we got him afterwards. Anyway, he won stuff with Chelsea. He won like Europa Leagues, Cups, Premier League. So Pedro was a good signing. And for a while, that front three of Diego Costa, Eden Hazard and Pedro in Conte's first season, he's awesome. Let's read on. Now it seems United's... Mia! Oi! Cat. Now it seems as if United's main competition for one of their priority targets this summer could yet again be the Blues, as owner Todd Boehly looks to splash hundreds of millions more in the transfer market. Who would have said it? Who would have guessed that would happen? Cat, could you please get out? Wait, come here. What's this? Todd Boehly spending money. Right, Italian outlet, so Italian, Napoli, hopefully if it checks out, outlet Calcio Mercato are claiming that Chelsea are entering the race for Napoli hitman Victor Osimhen, who has been in sparkling form this season, but that could cost £115 million. Is this the answer after Lukaku? The source claims too that the West Londoners are prepared to double the Nigerian salary in order to lure him to Stamford Bridge over Old Trafford. This is interesting, as the club embarked on the second 100 million plus transfer of the Boehly era, following the January transfer capture of Enzo from Benfica. Pause. So, where does this line up with the new Chelsea hierarchy, structure and infrastructure of, small wage packet, and then you have the chance to, bulk it up with incentives like the Harry Kane model? This cat, You know, no wonder Mason Mount wants to leave, because, you know, like, these new guys who have done nothing for the club so far are being offered silly money. And not Mudryk, you know, it's worth saying Mudryk is on under 100k a week. And you know, whereas surely he'd be on like 200k, double. It's blowing my mind. I don't know where we are with this. We're hearing one thing about the incentivized structures, the low wage packets, and then we're hearing, oh, you know what, come to Chelsea, we're going to give you ridiculous amounts of money. Maybe Bowley's just like lost his mind, says, yes, that counts, but I've been watching this team every week. Do you know what the problem with this team is? We don't score goals. So just spend the money on the freaking goals, dude. Do everything else, the structure, the low basic salary and everyone else. But, you know, this is what we did with, you know, Romelu Lukaku, and to a degree, Raheem Sterling, who's on 300k a week, because he offered consistent goals. Guys, I'm really sorry. Mia! Ah. Bloody hell. Sorry, I had to literally just throw the cat out. Chelsea have also tied in a deal advance for Christopher Nkunku, lest we forget, ladies and gentlemen, from RB Leipzig, according to the renowned transfer guru Fabrizio Romano. Well, as far as we're concerned, we've signed Nkunku, who, by the way, is injured again, so he's got that Chelsea DNA deep within his veins. This could mean that Bowley is preparing for significant departures in attack, given that Osimhen and Nkunku would be added to the likes of Mudryk, Sterling, Pulisic, Ziyech, Mount. I don't think Mount's an attacker, but yeah, Havertz, Aubameyang, and of course Datro Fofana, which isn't listed here. Koulibaly, Kovacic, and Kante have all been linked with moves away from Stamford Bridge. I think N'Golo Kante will extend, like previously talked about in this video, but Kovacic could go, even though he's starting right now. I don't know. And Koulibaly could definitely go, I guess. Nigerian superstar Osimhen is spearheading a title assault for Napoli this season. Oh, great writing. Scoring 21 times in 26 competitions. That is incredible, by the way. Yes, and they're 2-0 up from the first leg against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League. Frankfurt are 15 points clear of the summit of Italian. Oh no, they are 15. Frankfurt don't play in Italian football, but they're 15 points clear in the title race, which is just absolutely incredible. They've won 18 of their last 20 Serie A fixtures. It's sensational stuff. So he scored a lot of goals. Graham Potter spoke about the fact how you know, spending £100 million on a striker won't necessarily solve the problem. Now, when he was saying that, he was referencing Romelu Lukaku and how that didn't work. But of course, that's going to translate to this scenario. What, you know, like, this is exactly spending £100 million on a striker to solve a goal scoring problem. This is doing precisely what you said won't work. But I do agree with him, by the way, and it's systemic, and that is down to him. As it was down to the previous coaches that we went to. You know, we had the same problem with Tuchel for a long time. It happened with Kante. It happened with both Sarri and Lampard at times, actually. To consistently score a lot of goals at this level, it's tricky, man. It's hard. It's going to take time. I don't know. We're such an impatient fan base. I'm not saying we have been impatient. I think there's been a lot of patience this season, by the way. But inherently, Chelsea, just because we're used to success all the ruddy time, it's tough, dude. It's really tough. So yeah, let me know what you think. Stick your comments down below. What do you think of the situation with Kai Havertz being the penalty taker? What do you think of No Kante? What do you think of João Felix trying to, you know, probably wanting to stay? And what do you think about Victor Osimhen? I'd urge you guys to subscribe, help me go over 170k, and I'd thank you for dropping a like on the video. And that's it from me. So take care, friends. See you soon. Peace.